Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, we're doing part 3 for What If Naruto Had the Rinnegan. Please do like and subscribe. Liking the video helps out with the YouTube algorithm, and subscribing is really helpful for me and it matters to me a lot. So yeah, please do that, but I don't really want to waste your time. Let's just get right into the video. So, last time we left off, Naruto and, the rest of Team 7 had just come back from their mission in the Land of Waves. Now, this is when they went up to Hiruzen, explaining that this wasn't a C-rank mission, this was at the very least a B or A rank mission, and Hiruzen paid them appropriately. Now, Naruto, used this time mostly just to train, trying to use his new Naraka Path abilities and also, the rest of his Rinnegan abilities and just trying to improve at them. That's basically all Naruto did, just a bunch of training. But then it was time for the Chunin exams. Basically, Kakashi called all of them in, explaining them what the Chunin exams were, when they were going to happen, and all of that sort of stuff. Now, at first, they didn't really understand it, but then they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. So this is how we get promoted to Chunin. And so they were like, yeah, of course we're going to participate, why not? And Kakashi, expecting this response, was like, well, okay, then you can participate. And unlike in the original, where Kakashi really had to do a lot of persuading with Hiruzen to let Team 7 go in and participate in the Chunin exams, Hiruzen kind of literally just accepted it, because he already knows how OP Naruto is, so he was just like, yeah, you know what, Team 7 can participate, I don't have a problem with that. And yeah. Anyways, basically, they have about 1 week to train before the Chunin exams, and Naruto uses this time wisely, trying to teach Sakura and Sasuke basic things like taijutsu and just generally training them, because he wants to get his team better, and he's just doing stuff like sparring with them just to make them as strong as possible. Now, Naruto is really strong already, having the Rinnegan and having access to 3 of the 6 paths of pain. 7 if you include the outer path. And this really makes Naruto OP and already beyond Jonin level. After all, he was able to take out Haku and Zabuza, who are all definitely above Jonin level. So Naruto is definitely above Chunin level, and he's more than capable of passing this exam. And after a while, it's time, and Team 7 heads over to the exam arena area place to take the Chunin exams. Now, when they're at the area, Sasuke notices the obvious genjutsu and tells them to go upstairs. Now, Sakura also noticed this, and Naruto, I guess, was suspicious of the genjutsu, and he was like, you know what, this might be a genjutsu, but he doesn't really call it out, and then Sasuke does. Anyways, they go upstairs, and that is where they meet Rock Lee. So yeah, this is where they see Rock Lee, and Rock Lee immediately recognizes Sasuke. And I don't know if I said this, but I'm pretty sure Sasuke does end up getting Rookie of the Year. I don't know, what did I say? Honestly, if I said that Naruto got Rookie of the Year, just scratch that. Sasuke was Rookie of the Year, and nobody really likes Naruto, and also Rock Lee, knowing Sasuke's reputation as the last Uchiha, decides to challenge Sasuke. He's like, Sasuke Uchiha, will you fight with me? And Sasuke's like, fight with you? Why? There's really no point. And after some convincing on Rock Lee's part, he's like, you know what? Fine, I'll do it. Just let's get this over with. But Naruto and Sakura end up like stopping Sasuke and being like, okay, listen, Sasuke, don't you think you need to like save up your energy for the Chunin exams? You know, you guys can settle this in the final exam or whatever you're gonna do. And both Rock Lee and Sasuke seem to be mostly satisfied with that answer, with Sasuke just saying, you better make it there, because if you don't, I'm gonna be pretty annoyed. And Rock Lee's like, yeah, you bet I'll make it. And they just head over to the waiting room area, place, whatever, you know, that place where they met Kabuto. And they don't really need Kabuto's help, like, they don't really need him to do the whole card trick thing just to introduce Gaara. I mean, anyone watching this What If is probably already familiar with who Gaara is, so yeah, we don't need that. And after that, they all get introduced to Ibiki, who's like, I am your instructor, and I will be your greatest enemy. And he introduces the test and says how first there will be 9 questions, and you have to get at least one of them right to pass. And then there will be the 10th question. I'll explain that later. And so everyone's like, very interesting, but I guess I'll have to try. And he also says the whole rules about cheating and peeking and all of that stuff. After Ibiki hands the test, everyone just starts writing. And now Naruto is gonna kind of have to get creative to be able to pass this test, because, you know, Sasuke has the Sharingan, Sakura is actually smart, but Naruto, what can he do? Well, Naruto does have the rinnegan, so I'm assuming that the rinnegan has some of at least the basic abilities of the Sharingan, like copying movements. So I'm just gonna say that Naruto is able to copy the movements of someone else, just like Sasuke did with his Sharingan, to get all the questions. Now, after this, Ibiki like, well, that was all a tactical deception, and the real test begins in the 10th question. If you take it and you fail, you're barred from ever taking these exams again. But, if you go out now, you can just come back next year. And a lot of people leave, but Team 7 decides just to stay, along with a lot of other teams, and take their chances with the 10th question. And that is when Ibiki reveals that the 10th question didn't actually exist, and this was just a test, seeing if they were mentally, strong-willed enough to, take the question. So, yeah. Basically, he's like, yeah, you guys all pass, as Anko breaks in through the window, saying, hello, people, meet me next to the Forest of Death now. It's time for the second part of the exam. And everyone's like, yo, already? They're gonna give us, no breaks? Yeah. You know what? Fine. Let's just do it. And so, yeah, Team 7 and everyone else who passed heads over to the Forest of Death. Sorry, guys. Had some stuff to do, but I'm back. And I have a bit of a sore throat, so sorry if my voice doesn't sound really good. Anyways, so they meet by the Forest of Death, and Uncle gives them the whole, they sign the whole thing saying, oh yeah, it doesn't matter if I die, and all that stuff. And they're giving one scroll, and they head off to the Forest of Death. Now, when they head off, they're just going, and this ninja, comes in their way, and they're like, yo, who this? And that guy is actually Orochimaru. They don't know that yet, but we can skip past that part for now. Basically, it's Orochimaru in disguise, and Orochimaru's just like, Sasuke. And, everyone's kind of creeped out by this guy, because he's really weird, and he's acting pretty weird, so they're all just like, okay, let's finish this guy off quickly, and hope that he has the scroll we're looking for. And so Sasuke just attacks him and starts throwing kunai, but this guy just dodges all of them, even catching one. And Sasuke realizes he's actually really good. most normal Genin level people who are participating here shouldn't be able to do that. And Naruto also runs in and just tries to punch Orochimaru, but Orochimaru just knocks him into the ground. He's like, Sasuke is the one I'm after. And slowly, Orochimaru comes over and extends his neck towards Sasuke. But in the nick of time, Naruto comes in, smashing Orochimaru's head into the ground using his rinnegan. And when Orochimaru recovers and looks up, he sees Naruto's eyes. And for a moment, out of shock, he can't do anything. Those were the rinnegan, the same eyes as Pain, as Naruto shoots a missile at him. It's basically sending Orochimaru flying. And Orochimaru's like, I need to get those eyes, as he rushes at Naruto again recklessly, but he tries to send a fire type jutsu at Naruto, but Naruto, using the Preta Path, absorbs the jutsu, and he says, okay, run, this guy is way too strong. And just Orochimaru starts rushing at them, and Naruto doesn't know what to do. This guy is fast and strong, they can't beat him. As Sasuke turns on his one Tomoe Sharingan, which he does have at this point. I'm just gonna say he has it. Let's say unlocked it in the Land of Waves arc in part 2, which if you didn't watch, you should watch. And yeah, so Sasuke activates his one Tomoe, which doesn't really help him too much, because Naruto has the rinnegan, so it's not really much compared to that, but it's still helpful. And he tries to fight Orochimaru and gets into that heated taijutsu battle, just like he does in the original, where he starts fighting Orochimaru with crazy hand-to-hand combat and does the whole wires thing, unlocks the two Tomoe Sharingan, and literally blasts Orochimaru's entire body off with a fireball jutsu, revealing that this person is actually Orochimaru. And when Naruto sees Orochimaru, although Naruto isn't the brightest and smartest person out there, let's just say he recognizes Orochimaru, as from under his breath he says, Orochimaru? But how? And Sasuke, also realizing this is Orochimaru, is like, okay, we better run. And so it's just they start running, and Orochimaru easily manages to get out of the wire trap that they set up and starts chasing them down again. But now Naruto knows it's his turn to fight, as he turns around and starts running at Orochimaru. Orochimaru's like, you? Okay. As he reaches out and tries to grab Naruto's eyes, but Naruto already has a plan, as he literally reveals the new ability that he just learned. Okay, so I don't know if I told you this, I didn't, but basically during the whole time they had between the Land of Waves arc and the Chunin exams, basically between the Land of Waves and Chunin exams, he had some training time, 1 week of training time. I think I told you that. And during that, he mastered another path of pain. And this might be contradicting what I said earlier. I'm pretty sure I said he didn't learn anything, but too bad, he did. He learned another path of the rinnegan. And now, you get to learn what it is. This is kind of OP, but I really don't care at this point. As Orochimaru is coming towards him, he says, Almighty push, just extending his arm towards Orochimaru and sending Orochimaru flying across the entire area. And then he does the ability that I forgot the name of, where he creates a basically another planet. What is it? huge planetary devastation. You know that jutsu that Sasuke used to capture the tailed beasts, and the jutsu that Pain used against Naruto when he was transforming into the Nine Tails. Basically, yeah, that jutsu, as Orochimaru literally just gets sucked into this planet, and Naruto uses the almighty pull 5 seconds later, because there's a cooldown, to almighty pull the scroll to himself, as he says, "Oh, lucky, just the scroll we were looking for." And Sakura and Sasuke, they're standing there like, what on earth is this jutsu? Like, what the heck was that? He literally destroyed the sky, created a new planet, and left like a humongous crater inside the training area. And this guy, he literally like destroyed one of the 3 legendary Sannin in 3 moves. Actually 2. The third one was just to get the scroll. So their jaws are dropped, and Naruto's like, "What are you looking at? Come on, let's go." And they just make it to the area in no time, and actually break the record for the fastest completion of this part of the exam. Now, when they're there, they just have to wait for a while, because, you know, they're far ahead of everyone. Gar's team comes next, because, you know, they're also pretty good. And to be honest, I was like, yo, who's this other guy who just beat us? But he doesn't mind too much. And after all of that, waiting in that area for quite a bit, it's time for the preliminaries. And basically, the Hokage announces that there's going to be preliminaries, and the preliminaries start. I mean, there's not much to cover. It just happens. And Kiba versus Naruto. So Kiba's like, okay, I'm finally gonna prove what a great shinobi I've become. Finally, Naruto will be the perfect chance to prove my strength. After all, I've grown a lot, and Naruto is the perfect way to show everyone that I'm capable of becoming Hokage. And Kiba's just thinking this as he heads down, and Naruto's just like, okay, let's get this over with pretty quickly. And Kiba's like, yeah, I'm gonna beat you, Naruto. And Naruto's like, you're sure about that? And Kiba just rushes in straight up. First thing with Fang over Fang, just going right in at Naruto. And Naruto, he uses a weak version of the almighty push. I don't know why I'm making use of such an OP jutsu on Kiba. There's just really nothing too much better to... You know what? No. He doesn't use almighty push. That would kill Kiba. Basically, all he does is he activates his rinnegan and just punches straight at the Fang over Fang. And he is so strong that he literally destroys the entire Fang over Fang with that punch. Like, the punch literally destroys the Fang over Fang. And Kiba gets... even if he's not knocked out, close to being knocked out enough that he literally can't continue. And after that, all the other matches go the exact same as in the original. Now this is when Naruto gets a 1 month training break time thing so that he can, like, you know, get all of his energy back and train, I guess. And this is when he meets Jiraiya. So the way it happens is, after all this time, he was kind of like, you know, he felt like he deserved some time to rest, and so he decided to head to the hot springs. Anyways, as he was heading over to the hot springs, he saw this person peeking into the girls' hot springs, and he was like, yo, who's doing this? And he immediately went in to interfere, asking him what he was doing. And Jiraiya being like, nothing. And he turned around, realizing this was, in fact, Naruto. And he's like, oh, yo, this is Naruto. This is Naruto. And, like, this is interesting. And so, basically, Naruto's like, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. And Jiraiya's like, what are you gonna do about it? And he says, I'm gonna stop you. And Jiraiya's like, I would like to see you try. I'm one of the 3 legendary Sannin. You're Jiraiya, the Toad Sage. And Naruto's like, yeah, I don't know if I believe you. And Jiraiya's like, yeah, well, you want to spar? And Naruto's like, I mean, not spar, but like, you want to fight? And Naruto's like, yeah, that's literally what I just said. And Jiraiya's like, bro, this kid, he thinks he's so strong. He's nowhere near my strength. And anyways, Naruto's like, okay, so come on. And Jiraiya just heads over, and they start fighting. Now, Jiraiya immediately starts going in with all this summonings and doing the whole toad summoning and all of that stuff, trying to beat Naruto with that. And to be honest, Naruto is just trying to use nothing too much to beat Jiraiya at first, but then he has to reveal the rinnegan. And Jiraiya, when he sees the rinnegan, he's shocked at first, and he has no idea what to say. This is the eyes that Nagato had. And although he was incredibly shocked, he didn't say anything for the moment, and he just kept fighting, as Naruto was just, really just pretty much on Jiraiya's level at that point, using all the other paths of pain except for the Diva path to basically keep up with what Jiraiya was doing at that moment. And then, just when Jiraiya was starting to get the upper hand again, Naruto revealed his ultimate ability, as he said, Almighty Push, basically defeating Jiraiya in one move. And although Jiraiya wasn't defeated, sorry the video cut out, but basically what I was saying is this is probably a good time to end the video. Now, if you enjoyed the video and you want to see part 4, please do like and subscribe, and yeah, see you next time.